Becoming an OTAT PDX dog does not start in Portland. For many of the dogs who enter our program, the journey begins in a shelter in West Texas, frequently El Paso Animal Services, which can house up to 800 dogs on any given day, or the extremely rural and small Presidio Animal Shelter. These facilities are open admission, meaning legally they have to accept every animal that comes to their door. With a low spay-neuter rate, limited access to vet care, and a high number of free-roaming dogs, the American South is in an animal overpopulation crisis. Overstressed and underfunded, our colleagues in Texas are faced with making impossible decisions daily. Through forming partnerships with our Texan counterparts, we are able to provide a way out, an escape to the Pacific Northwest, where we can provide high quality of care, a foster home, and adoption interest. OTAT PDX is a second chance at life.
So many of our dogs come from Texas because the shelter systems in Texas are unfortunately under-resourced. They have a more difficult time coping with the vast overpopulation of domestic animals there, and we're able to bring some of their dogs here to relieve the burden on them and place them into loving Portland homes.
Presidio Animal Shelter is not an easy place for a dog to be, in spite of the incredible work done by our rescue partners who manage the shelter. With 6 general intake kennels, Presidio serves about 150 to 200 dogs annually. Presidio averages about 6 to 8 adoptions per year, leaving the dogs who come into the shelter with limited options. That's where OTAT PDX is able to step in as a transport partner and avenue to relief for an overstressed municipal shelter.
They come up here where there's a ton of adoption interest, and not only do we get to get them into homes full stop, but we get to ensure that those homes have access to humane education resources, to wonderful, kind of vetted and approved trainers, to vet partners who provide an excellent standard of care. These dogs' lives improve materially because of the work that we do, which is so special to me.
Rosie's story began in Presidio, like so many of our dogs. Well known by Sergio, Presidio's animal control officer, Rosie was a frequent flyer at the shelter. An outdoor dog who was loosely tended at best, Rosie wandered the area and was a regular pickup. Her last stint at the Presidio Animal Shelter was nearly a month long, and no one came to claim her. Friendly and easygoing, Rosie was flagged for transfer to OTAT PDX to find her forever in Oregon. Picked up from Presidio by Heather Hall, our rescue partner and director of the Underground Dog, Rosie spent a week in foster care before making the long trip north. Each transport, Heather loads up her car at 10 p.m. and drives through the night to make it to El Paso International Airport to meet Dog is My Co-Pilot, our transport partner who flies up to 100 dogs at a time to a new shot at life. Once Rosie landed safely in Portland, she entered foster with longtime OTAT PDX volunteer Tricia. Our foster homes are what make our work possible. We can only save as many dogs as we have foster homes. By opening her home to Rosie, Tricia allowed Rosie to blossom. Through living with her dogs, taking her to her veterinary wellness appointment, and eventually delivering her to her forever home. Within a week of arriving in Portland, a dream home came forward to adopt Rosie, one with a beautiful yard to run in and several other rescue basset hounds for siblings. Many hands play a part in the journey of an OTAT PDX dog, but once we've committed to them, they are an OTAT PDX dog for life. We are proud to have extended this quality of care and dedication to over 1,500 animals since 2015.
OTAT believes that a rescue's role is to provide relief because we are not required by law to do anything. We have the luxury of saying yes to these animals that would otherwise be killed and having them for as long as they need to be with us until the next phase of their life arrives, and whether that's another foster home with us or hopefully adoption, that's always our goal. It allows us to have the standard of care and utilize the resources that we have to provide that animal with the life that they deserve.
In June, we prepared for a large intake with El Paso Animal Services. In this group of dogs was Cypress, a tiny poodle weighing no more than 10 pounds, sweet as could be and estimated to be about a year old. We struggled to find foster for Cypress and had a volunteer step up at the last minute so we could welcome her to Portland.
You almost didn't find foster.
Upon arrival in the Northwest, we noticed something was a little off. Cypress was pregnant. Cypress and her stowaways were quickly moved to our executive director Julie's house, where she prepared to foster Cy and her pups through the entire process. Cypress's belly swelled to a massive size. We fed her well, provided her with attentive vet care, and waited. On July 12th, Cypress went into labor. Complications quickly arose as Cy struggled to naturally deliver her puppies. At the advice of our vet partners at Brooklyn Yard, we rushed her into the clinic where an examination revealed that her too large puppy was trapped in her birth canal. Not wasting a moment, the team at Brooklyn Yard jumped into emergency surgery, performing a C-section that saved the lives of Cypress and 4 of her 6 puppies. Had Cypress never left El Paso and come to OTAT PDX, it is likely that she and her pups would not have survived. We named the puppies after different varieties of cypress trees: 2 girls, Leland and Goen, and 2 boys, Baker and Yu. Under the watchful eye of Cypress and the dedicated care of Julie and Chris, the sprouts began to grow and thrive. We provided early canine socialization, nutrition, and veterinary care to ensure that they would grow into well-rounded puppies who would become exceptional dogs. For 12 weeks, they thrived in our foster care program before they became ready for adoption. And as the sprouts moved on to their forever families, so did Cypress. Our work in supporting Texas and beyond is showing no signs of slowing down. As OTAT PDX grows, the need for the relief of rescue remains great, and we can't do it without the support of our community.
We're raising money for our life-saving rescue and foster programs so that animals, healthy, adoptable, sweet, happy, best friends and family members do not have to die unnecessarily.
We need the support of our network to continue this life-saving work and provide shelter dogs in need, like Rosie and Cypress, with the good life they deserve.